Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me today. My name is Jessica and I'm going to be talking a little bit about microcystic toxins and how these harmful algae blooms can create the deaths in fish that we see today in the Great Lakes of Michigan. Now, what is a harmful algae bloom? A harmful algae bloom actually starts from blue-green algae, which is a cyanobacteria. Now, they're not usually toxic. They're actually pretty normal in marine life. However, when there's an excess of nutrients, nitrogen and phosphate, these cyanobacteria rapidly reproduce, creating these algae blooms. Now, the algae blooms are usually just unesthetically appealing. They're not really toxic, but they do have that ability to produce toxins. So whenever there's a harmful algae bloom in place, a lot of people will shut down the beach, shut down the waters, just to make sure everyone stays safe. Now, most of the time, this is what they look like. Like I said, it doesn't look very pretty, but it's not exactly toxic. It looks like soap scum on the surface. It's obviously green because cyanobacteria contains chlorophyll, which gives that pigment of green. Now, on the picture on the right, you'll actually see a fish that has died. Now, the fish that has died in the blue-green algae, I mean, it's just a picture, so we can't say for sure that it was the blue-green algae that caused it, but there is a good chance. Now, why is there a good chance? Now, the toxins that these blue-green algae produce, one of them is the microcystic toxin. And the microcystic toxin is a hepatotoxin. I doubt I'm saying that right. And it affects the liver cells. So the liver, the toxin gets absorbed through the fish gills, and this toxin can cause liver cell damage. And not only is it bad for the fish to ingest, if a human comes into contact with this water, or wildlife, or dogs, they can also have reported headaches, liver failure. It's even been reported to have tumors, like cancerous tumors. And it's really hard to track that because microcystic toxin takes a long time to break down because of temperatures. If the temperature is low, the microcystic toxin can break down extremely slowly, and it can last months in the water. So it's not really, when someone closes down a beach or a lake or any area that this blue-green algae has formed, you don't really want to be near it. And so for just a quick overview, I know it's extremely confusing, but this is the generic chemical structure of the microcystic toxin. It looks like a lot. It's a lot easier to explain by looking at pictures. Now, this is what the toxin kind of does to the liver. This is a picture of liver cells up close and personal. And the way you can see it, it causes cell death, it causes liver failure, it causes organs to stop working the way they should. And all of this, how does it enter? Now, the blue-green algae needs the proper nutrients to reproduce rapidly and be potentially harmful to people and fish. Now, there have been a lot of studies. There's no exact known reason why these nutrients get supplied in these waters, but there are possibilities, I guess. Severe thunderstorms are one of them, that the severe thunderstorms fill up the rivers, and the rivers will flood into the lakes and adding more nutrients to the lake. Now, there's agricultural runoff, which if there's, like I said, if there's severe thunderstorms or there's just people doing work, all this dirt and nutrient and supplements go into the lakes. And just like the sewage systems, I mean, I was kind of thinking of the movie Finding Nemo, where it's all drains lead to the ocean, kind of the same system. Now, I have a few pictures of the agricultural runoff in the top left. Now, this is kind of what it looks like with all the nutrients coming from the plants going into the waters, supplying the waters with the essential nutrients it needs for blue-green algae blooms. The severe thunderstorms, all that excess rain, all that excess nutrients that are available for the lakes to have. And then on the right is just the drains for the sewage just going straight into the waters. Now, why would this be deadly to carp? The carp is the fish that I chose because the common carp is one of the fish that have been studied and have been known to die quickly when they've been exposed to the microcystic toxin. Now, the results from microcystic toxin will show liver failure, the general necrosis of the liver, and even blood hemorrhaging. There have also been studies that suggest that there's almost a cannibalistic nature to the cells where they just kind of attack each other. But other than that, no, the experiment that they did, showed that they were injected with 1 to 2 types of deadly amounts of this microcystic toxin. Now, the microcystic toxin ended up killing the fish within 25 days. Now, some of them were a lot quicker. Some died within 1 to 5 days. But no matter the case, these fish are dying off, and that is one of the reasons that all of this fish wash up of all this dead fish could potentially be reaching our lakes, and the reason why this is all happening. I have more fact sheets available for you guys if you need it. And that is all the research information that I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me.